Okay. Hello. Oh, sweet. The real mic. Okay, first question. What is your name and what do you do?
My name's John Warm. I primarily right now I play songs and I sing in a band called Rent Strike.
Awesome sauce. Okay, awesome. Second question. What does art making mean to you?
That's a huge question. Art making, it's so muddied right now too with, I think it's so interesting. It's such an interesting time to be like answering that question in 2026 because we have like these like AI tools that are like supposedly like doing all this art like quote unquote like for us or whatever. But it's really interesting because it's kind of like distilled the human elements like out of the artistic process where it's like, okay, well, maybe graphic design, shit on Canva, like maybe that's art. But honestly, if an AI can do it, it's probably not art. So maybe, art making is kind of like the kind of irreconcilable kind of like a remainder sort of the long division equation of like humans and their experience in this life, What do we take from it? What do we make of it? That's and sometimes it's esoteric and sometimes it's really only for oneself. But that's that's about as best of an answer as I can conjure in this moment.
Awesome. Okay, next question. How has the DIY scene impacted your life?
It literally has shaped everything that I have done from the time I was 14 and I first went to my first show at a DIY venue called Basement 414 in Lansing. I took one step into that space, immediately knew that is like where I belonged, honestly. Seeing the very unorthodox art installations everywhere, hearing the oftentimes like harsh and confusing and unfamiliar sounds that were coming out of amplifiers and speakers, just made I don't know, it was a resonance in my heart. And I've been so honored to be able to travel around and kind of contribute to spaces like this that we're standing in for all of my life at this point now. And I don't plan to stop. And maybe I'll stop singing songs at some point, but I don't plan to stop supporting the DIY scene and being a part of this for the rest of my life. Yeah.
Awesome. That's a great answer. Thank you so much.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, I just wanted to know, I think 2 more questions.
Yeah.
How long have you been making music?
Seriously, since I was probably 19. So that's 13 years.
Yeah.
But kind of first started putting pen to paper maybe when I was like 15 or 16. So a little longer than that.
Is there anything that like you would tell people like who are kind of wanting to contribute to a DIY scene, but maybe they feel insecure? Because that's like a big problem, especially with my generation. Like there's so much embarrassment and fear to put yourself out there.
There is, and the thing is too, now for me putting myself out there involved recording myself on an MP3 player speaker and putting it on. Literally the first way I ever released music was I had a Facebook page and you could upload videos onto it. No one followed it. There was no chance of like the public finding it.
There was no like algorithm to blow you up.
It was really just kind of like almost a private like journal of mine for like songwriting. And now it's so twisted with this kind of idea of like everything's a lot more public facing, or at least there's the risk of it being a lot more public facing, which
when you made that account, you kind of had like a little place to facilitate your learning and growth as an artist, I feel like. And like now it's like it's either like you're really good already or you're flawed,
Totally. And I think it's really easy to get caught up in when you're on the internet and social media. It's like
people are harsh, and if you actually go somewhere and play, people are the kindest people you ever met.
People are harsh, and also people are really good. Like you go on social media, and like now, like I'll be on there and I'll see people who are 19, 18 years old writing songs, and I'm like, this is so much better than I ever did. Right. And like maybe if I had seen that when I was 18, I would have fucking got discouraged from the whole thing. But like, I think really the thing is like kind of what we were talking about with like AI is like what's coming out of you? What are you trying to share? Like what is metrics aside, exposure aside, reputation aside, what you're sharing should nourish you. And I know that's maybe trite to say, but like the best and most impactful art comes from a place of, like necessity, right?
Yeah.
Someone's like sharing something because they need to get it out of them. And so like, what I would encourage young people to do is like find within themselves, like what needs to be shared, and however it comes out, it's probably gonna suck at first. My first songs fucking sucked. I didn't write a good song till I was 24. Like honestly, like I wrote songs for like 10 years and they all sucked. But like at some point you might express something that like resonates with someone else, and that beyond the algorithm, beyond the metrics, beyond the numbers, like being able to resonate with another human being it's
invaluable.
It's what it's all about. Yeah, it's what it's all about. And so, I would say don't foreclose that opportunity for yourself to any young person who's maybe feeling discouraged. And know that with the right compass, you can be guided and guide yourself to that connection. That's what it's all about.
I mean, write bad songs for 10 years and then still end up in a place where you can find like connection and like places to like have your art platform. It's just like, anything can happen.
And it's never too late, right?
Yeah.
Is the other thing. It's like, I feel like a lot of times people get kind of caught up with this like, oh, I should have started 10 years ago, whatever, and I think...
Damn investment mentality.
Yeah, exactly, and it's like, it's literally just do what brings you joy, and like, and that's, center joy, center joy, center connection, and it's easier said than done, but that's what I would say.
Beautiful. Okay, last question.
Yes.
You obviously make like work that's like, it's not just like blah, blah, I want to sing. Like, is there anything that you really want people to take away from your performance? Like, if it was, say, like, their first time seeing you, or, like, first time coming to, like, a folk punk show?
Yeah, live, I would say, we always try and do at least a couple sing-alongs, and that's kind of drawing on this, like, folk music tradition that's been present since probably the dawn of human history.
Right.
Where it's like...
Singing should not be alone.
No, it
Why
shouldn't.
Are people singing only alone? It's either like, look what I can do, or you don't sing at all.
It shouldn't, and it shouldn't. We shouldn't be so scared to like open our mouths in front of each other and like maybe fuck up and be off key in front of each other and like.
And still fucking hug at the end of the song.
Yeah, totally. And just like understand that like music, forever for human history, like it's not this money making scheme. It's not this thing that like we do as a career, it's something that brings us together, and there's so much that like keeps us apart today, and so much that separates us, and some of that stuff, it's some people we gotta separate from, and that's fine. But seriously, in spaces like this, and when you're around, especially at what we try and foster at our shows is an environment where people can come and feel connected to one another, and maybe I kind of try and take myself out of that a little bit. I like to facilitate a space where it's like people can feel that resonance, and maybe come out of the room at the end of the night with like a new friend or a new political organizing connection, or a new even just like a sense, maybe they come alone and leave alone, and a new sense of togetherness, or like a sense that like togetherness is possible.
I've just moved to like my first apartment ever.
Cool, congrats.
And literally, I live with my partner, and all we do is work, bro, and we're like actually losing it, and it's like so important to have like shows where people can just be real, because so much of like the music scene is like, oh, I'm gonna try to be real fucking cool over here at this show, and like that's why I love folk music, and I like have been so drawn to like folk punk and stuff, because
we're not cool.
Nobody's cool. Like, you can be lame and it's okay.
Absolutely.
Like, people who see you being lame are probably gonna call you fucking cool and like ask what you're doing tomorrow.
Yeah,
like,
totally.
It's super awesome. But yeah,
that's something I always really appreciate about this scene, is people who like really feel empowered to like be themselves in these spaces. I see like certainly there's a lot of fucking, I think that the shows like this are one of the most welcoming spaces for queer and trans identities to exist. You know, I see a lot of fucking furries at the shows. I see people who are just like truly authentically living their lives, and like that's some shit I respect the hell out of.
So awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's fucking awesome.
Anything else you want people to take away from a performance?
Take away from the performance. You know, we're stronger than we give ourselves credit for sometimes, and maybe you feel it. Maybe you feel it at a punk show. Maybe you don't. But we're stronger than we give ourselves credit for.
That's so awesome. Anyways, okay, that's it. Unless you have anything else you'd like to put out into the world.
Yeah, thanks so
much. All right, awesome. Could I